Distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker in one more.
to Mornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the Royals on the airwaves. So again, streaming only. In the meantime, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Outlook, Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. We got the Morning Pierson-El, the host as always for the Don't Punt Hour, streaming in. If you guys want to add your comments, 402-464-5685. With that being said, though, we'll go ahead and already bring them in. We got the Morning Pierson-El, like I said. Morning.
Excuse me, doing good, my bad.
I didn't think the interview was going that bad. First question. Nah.
Nah.
You got the 4th. You got any plans for tomorrow? Celebrate the 4th. Do you like to hang out back at home?
My daughter would probably want to go somewhere and watch fireworks, so I haven't really made a plan or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure I'll be on some lake or something like that watching some stuff go off.
Absolutely. Yeah, with that being said, though, I do want to just go ahead and dive into today's first segment. Since we're kind of hitting the slow part of the summer here, we're really getting to the pure speculation and just following trades, transactions. We had Dave Turcotte on the last hour, part of that 1988 national Canadian Olympic team, basketball team. He was the lucky one who got to play against Jordan when he was on Team USA. He was also the lucky one who got to defend Jordan on Team Canada.
I don't know if that's lucky.
I mean, well, it's depends how you look at it. In one way, you're going to get a lot of eyes on you, and the other way, you just got to hope you got enough highlights and not too many lowlights. But Turcotte, by all means, his resume speaks for himself. Actually, did a pretty good job. But I'm not going to talk about national basketball, at least not yet. Let's talk a little bit NBA. Actually, I do want to talk about this. Did you happen to see Victor Wembanyama's exhibition game stats playing Turkey today?
No, I didn't.
I'll
Crazy.
Tell you what, in less than 20 minutes of play, he was plus 44 in the plus minus 10 for 14. He grabbed like 6 blocks, 20 plus points. And then the first quarter, they had Rudy Gobert in there as well, the other Frenchman. So imagine Rudy Gobert.
Oh my God, they both on the same team. That's not fair.
Oh man, Turkey.
It is what it is. Bring it on.
I don't think they scored a single bucket when both of those guys were on the court.
That's kind of good. That's good for them. That's good for them. But I mean, they're both freakishly tall. That'll be something to watch and it'd be something to keep an eye out on. Actually, that's very interesting.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think these Olympics are going to be sneaky good. You look at Team Canada, for instance, SGA, Dort, Jamal Murray. USA obviously is always going to be the favorite. Then you look at France, Serbia. I mean, who knows which guys they want to bring together. Lithuania, who do those guys want to throw together? You got Luka Doncic. So, I mean, you got a good mix of international players that could certainly make some things interesting, upsets, especially with that international play. But before we get too much on that, let's talk about this NBA. I want to talk about, in particular with the West, because I think it's very loaded. Now that we've seen some of the big-time trades, obviously still a few big-name players out there, mainly on the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. But which teams in the Western Conference do you think are going to have a quote-unquote fall-off season where they're going to take a significant...
The Clippers.
The
Clippers.
So they won 51 games last season. How many did they win in this one? 51 and 31.
It depends on how healthy Kawhi is. I'm not. Kawhi is a very straightforward kind of guy. If you suck, he will let you know. Yeah. He's very, he'll. And him and James Harden together, I don't know how that's going to work out. He had other pieces there that things could have, gone the other way with stuff. But I mean, you lost PG. I think that's a big blow that's going to come back to haunt them. You signed James Harden to where, I mean, he really honestly hasn't been anything since he left Houston. So, I mean, I think they're the number one team. I feel like that's going to kind of fall off or have the biggest drop off.
Yeah, I think they might be flirting around a play-in team just by looking at the rest of the West. I'm right there with you. the idea of Harden kind of being your second man there to trust, that doesn't feel like a good situation. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, both of those, even if they were playing incredibly unselfish, just the style they play with as well, not a big fan of it. They're both kind of pretty ball dominant. Kawhi Leonard a little more better of a playmaker, but I'm not there. Paul George is a big part of that team. And the thing that sold the Clippers for me the most was like how good that defense can be. Paul George was such a big part of that. James Harden was never a big part of that. And
Never.
Kawhi Leonard injured, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
I think they might. I'd honestly go ahead and probably erase 5 wins at the very least. Like, I think there might be 45 wins team sniffing around that play-in, because in the Western Conference, it's just like almost a given they're going to get a decent amount of wins over in the East. And in the West, though, I think they're sniffing around that play-in team. I'll give you
I would say you can name probably, I would say 8 to 10 teams that may be better than necessarily them, or that you're more afraid of in the West. I mean, you got Minnesota, you got Denver coming, got Denver coming back, OKC coming back, Dallas coming back. The Lakers are a playoff team regardless of what you want to say. I mean, they're going to be in it. So I mean, I think it's the top 8 teams go to the playoffs. Top 10 teams go to the playoff.
Yeah, 9 and 10 get a chance. 8 and 7 are on the line to lose it. If you're the 8th seed, if you're basically one of those teams that's actually locked in, you got to lose twice. If you're that 9 or 10, you got to win twice.
Yeah, they're I would say the outside looking in. They're not as scary as they were this upcoming year. The West is a lot more stacked, and I feel like it's a lot more competitive than what the Clippers have.
Yeah, I think they're up there for me. We'll just keep picking on LA Lakers. That's the next team for me. I think last season 47 and 35. They might be as bad as like 43 wins next season. I don't see it at all with now they officially got LeBron on paper. They're officially into that second tax apron. That basically cuffs you on any there's still some very specific ways. If everything works out perfectly, you can move some players around, but this roster they have right now, and why we can pretty much make a decent assessment of it, there's not a lot they can do. I mean, this is the roster they're going to have to roll out. Does not look like a great one. Yes, you got 2 of the top 10 players, if you want to argue that. But the surrounding cast is just not enough. And you look at the West, every team in the West feels like they have at least 3 guys. Lakers feels like you got 2, and then uncertainty with everybody else on the roster. So I think they might not even be looking at the play-in, if I'm being honest. I think they might be the last team out.
I mean, you still got LeBron, and LeBron's playing effective and efficiently. I get what you're saying about that, but I mean, he's shown time and time again to prove people wrong. So I'm not. They don't make me nervous as much. I'm a little bit, nervous with JJ, but with him and LeBron, something basketball friendly should come out of it. So I mean, we'll see. I wouldn't necessarily say them.
Are you pretty much like lock even? You think they'll be somewhere right around 47 again?
I would say that's at least a floor. Maybe I'm not putting them off. For what they did have, and when LeBron wasn't necessarily on the floor, AD wasn't on the floor. Honestly, they functioned better. So he may not get LeBron to play, but I think he'll get the other guys to kind of shape them into like his type of like mentality with getting stuff, and that might be an edge to push them over the top.
Yeah, and I know one thing about LeBron James. I got to be careful. I can't just call him by his nickname now because you got Bronny there as well. But with the 2-year deal, Bronny there, winning a championship with the Suns in the back of his mind. I don't think we'll ever see a version at this point in his career where LeBron, you might even see some of the most intense hustle versions of LeBron we've seen in a long time. Because, I mean, he's got to be feeling, he's got his son there. There's no way he's going to wait till Bryce. I don't know if you saw on social. I mean, he'd be a 42, I think, at that point, which would just be insane.
That's crazy.
I got to think that in the back of his head somewhere, he feels like this thing is going to come to a stop pretty soon. So go all out. You got Bronny on the Lakers with you. win a championship on the way out the door. I don't think we're going to see LeBron James giving up on too many defensive plays like we maybe have seen in years past.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm still going to put him down. Year 2, though, I'll slide him up on the win factor. Year 1 with JJ, I'm going to shave about 3-4 games off.
I mean, you still got another James on the court. I mean, you've seen what the prototype can do. So, I mean, I think, his son is definitely capable of hustle plays and everything like that. That'll kind of rejuvenate LeBron. So I'm not looking at it necessarily as in a negative way.
Yeah, I mean, it's with Bronny. I just don't think it's going to swing it any way at all towards the win column. Like nothing against Bronny. Can he develop? Yes, but just like way too early for me to have any belief. And I hate to keep saying this, but that find a role. Like actually give me a role that he can play. And like there really isn't one. If you want to say defense, you can argue glue guy, but that's kind of the weird semantics around what is really a glue guy, and there's no stats that you can use to back that stuff up. Maybe it works out for Bronny. I'm not saying it never will, but it feels like definitely not year 1 he's going to have any sort of impact. Maybe connect out of Tennessee. But we'll just have to wait and find out. This one's interesting because they were the number 1 seed. And do you think it's a fluke or do you think they repeat? OKC Thunder with an astounding 57 wins, 25 losses in the Western Conference. And now they got Alex Caruso.
I think they'll be one of the top teams in the West. I don't think they'll be the number 1 team. With Denver reloading and kind of coming back for a vengeance, I think, it's going to be a massacre. Whoever gets in Denver's way, probably in the West. I mean, it's a fight for second and third. You could still throw Minnesota in there because Minnesota feels the same way or whatnot. So if they get first, they get first, but I don't see it happening.
It's going to be down to the wire because, I mean, we're not going to talk about all of these guys, but the Thunder 57 and 25, the Nuggets, just because the Thunder had the tiebreaker, they were also 57 and 25. And the other team that you named, the Timberwolves, 56 wins. So, I mean, they were all literally
in
1 game off. So, all those 3 pretty interchangeable. Maybe I shaved like 2 games off OKC. I think they really found their groove. Younger team, a lot of energy. But now I think they understand it's really about getting yourself in a good position than postseason play.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the Suns. This one with Budenholzer gives me some hope, but I was pretty damn harsh on this team. And I think I got to kind of stick with my words here because I don't even think a great coach can fix this roster construction. The Suns, they were 49 and 33 last season.
I mean, nothing changed. Like, I mean, you got too many of the same type of guys there, too many stars. I just didn't understand the Bill going there, and they still nobody left. I don't think so.
No, they're pretty much steadfast. They might have some role players. I'll double check, but the key guys.
I'm saying with Kevin Durant, he's still there. Booker, he's still there, and I just said Bradley Beal, he's still there. So I'm not again like that. You gotta bring in a true point guard because all of those are shooters. All those are scorers. So can you start the offense and everything necessarily with them? Yes. But even Kevin Durant had Russell Westbrook in OKC. He had Steph Curry in with the Warriors. And those, the times we've seen him at his peak. Devin Booker has been, doing what he has, for a long period of time or for a period of time. He was even better when you brought in Chris Paul to kind of generate and handle things and whatnot. They don't have that, so you have to address that. So I think they're still going to be in the same place unless somebody steps up and kind of does that. But again, like you got too many head guys in one area that need to touch the ball.
I'm there with you, steadfast. You're not moving up or down. Too much talent to be that bad. Weird construction for me to think you're going to be that good. Maybe Budenholzer does some magic, but I just don't think the way that team is built right now. And you look at the moves, the only moves they have done is fire Frank Vogel, bring in Budenholzer, and then sign Mason Plumlee to a contract. And one of their two-way guys they brought up. So not a whole lot of moves. Nothing's really changed with the roster. Just coaching philosophy. Doesn't seem like I didn't think Frank Vogel was really a bad coach at all either. I think just once again another scapegoat. What we saw with Budenholzer when he was a scapegoat for Milwaukee, what we saw with Monty Williams when he was the scapegoat for Detroit Pistons. What we saw with Darvin Ham happens a lot to NBA coaches is kind of what I'm saying. Speaking of that, Detroit Pistons. I mean, this one's tough. No way they go lower. What's their realistic win total is the better question that you see the Detroit Pistons can try to carve into, even though they got rid of Monty Williams in a panic move.
I don't know, because like you have a young team. Like, you really don't have no veteran guy to kind of really show anything or really done something or kind of to get things for somebody, to grab hold of the team or whatnot. So you got a whole bunch of guys in the front office. You got a whole bunch of guys on the court trying to figure out, how do we survive? That's not a good place to be in a professional sport, period. That's not a good place to be in life, period. So, I mean, realistically, like you would want to wish for better, but I mean, basketball is a long season. People are dropping. Like, I mean, if they get over what they won 14, 15 games last year?
Yeah, 14.
I feel like that should be at least the floor. At least, and you can steal a couple mid-season All-Star break or close to All-Star break or close to the end of the season. It's just that organization is just all bad right now. They gotta kind of look within and kind of find some stable leadership, which shockingly they let him go out the door. But for whatever reason, they gotta find a different direction to go in and get some things done, because they have young players and whatnot. They have players that can play, but again, there's no structure, there's no status quo of things. They're just there living in limbo, and nobody likes being in limbo.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think obviously I'm gonna give them 3 more wins, maybe 17. Go nuts, go for 17. I just think the team, the confidence within that roster has got to be horrible. Just think about the guys that played. You're a head coach who just had a record contract, got fired because that's how bad the team was. Like, the confidence-wise, they can't be doing great. Maybe they got enough where they're not worried about it. One more team, though, and this is the last one we'll talk about, because they got left off the hook. And I was even kind of surprised looking back at these standings. We did not pick on this team enough. No, I shouldn't say pick. We should never bully these guys. But
Milwaukee.
The Wizards only won 15 games last year, 15-67. One more than the Detroit Pistons. They got lucky that the Detroit Pistons were as bad as they were, because they completely slipped under the radar in terms of national pressure on watching a team, what was arguably one of the worst pro teams in the U.S. this year. I mean, 15 games is abysmal.
I don't think they went under the radar. I think everybody was pointing at Detroit. But I mean, Poole was getting talked about crazy. Kyle Kuzma was getting talked about crazy. They left and they thought they were bigger than what they are. And when it's time to shine, I mean, fools go at its finest. DC honestly hasn't been the same since they let Russ walk, and that hurt. He had them, he had them electrified. He had that city, full of energy. They loved him. He loved the city.
I believe he won that.
Yes,
in the playoffs with them. Like, he was that guy.
I mean, and that was nothing against Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal didn't even do what John Wall did.
Yeah.
Coming from that area to where, watching and being around. I remember when the Wizards drafted John Wall, so Bradley Beal was still in John Wall's shadow. John Wall was just hurt, and the Wizards had to kind of move on. Bradley kind of stepped up, and it was promising and whatnot. But, I mean, once it got to what it was, he did the same thing. He was hurt too. He didn't necessarily show up. So when Russ got there, I mean, it was it was somewhat similar to the effect of what John had on the city, with playing with high energy, playing with passion, playing fine and everything like that, doing what he was doing, the triple doubles and everything like that. So the city got behind him. So, I mean, they haven't been the same since that.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's one of the bizarre ones, because, like, looking far away, the Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma was like, everybody kind of knew, like, this 1-2 punch isn't going to be enough.
No.
But the confidence that was coming off that team, when I think there was like a short window where they're actually on somewhat of a decent winning streak. But then, like you said, there's just not enough talent. And those two, the inconsistency was pretty glaring at times. Poole looked like he finally had a confidence check towards the end of the year. You could definitely see it on how many shots he started taking less. Yeah, the Wizards, they're really not that much in a better spot than the Pistons, because if you look at the Wizards, they're actually paying those guys money for 15 wins. As opposed to the Pistons, they at least got a lot of salary cap space. But with that being said, we'll throw the break here. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, the host, as always. On the other side, we got to talk a little bit before we get to the NFL trades, a little bit about how dangerous this CP3 and Victor Wembanyama thing might be, after I mentioned that Turkey, Victor Wembanyama, was just absolutely going off, and most of those points were off lobs. So we'll do that next. Don't Punt Hour. Don't go anywhere.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of your liberty in pursuit of your justice for those that have been injured. My name is Matt Knight, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our relentless trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and Air Park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, DeMornay Pierson-El, streaming in. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heeman text line. As always, you can put a face to the voice on these streams as well. But let's keep the show rolling. Feel free to join in. But like I said, Victor Wembanyama, CP3, this is where I want to start with this because I've always been a CP3 apologist. I've defended him just about every corner of the map in terms of NBA conversations. I think he is going to be one of those great point guards. Hopefully, Victor Wembanyama, maybe it's greatness faster than you think and get a ring. But unfortunately, I think he's on that road to be one of the greats to never get one. But Victor Wembanyama in this exhibition game versus Turkey, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 10 of 14, all within under 20 minutes of play, plus 44 on the court, simply for the fact Turkey could not find a way to score when he was out there. You pair him with Rudy Gobert, as we mentioned earlier, really impossible to score. How dangerous is this with Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama? Because I think this might be one of the most underrated transactions. This thing might be dangerous as hell.
Very dangerous. Pop still knows what he's doing. You got a floor general who's arguably, I don't care about the numbers. Like, he is the best probably point guard on for a person to command the floor, get things going and whatnot. He's an accurate and dangerous shooter. He's a good free throw shooter. He will make your team good all around. And the Spurs have always drafted well. They've had superstars go elsewhere and take off. And it's like, where was this at? But they learned, basketball, a certain system down in San Antonio. And you plug in a player like that with the other players that they have down there. People might be sleeping on the Spurs with that move. With Chris Paul, they that might have made them, more of a playoff running team.
That's where I'm at with them. I think now, because I think they'll probably win more than 22 games. That's why I didn't bring them up earlier. I just think year 2, obviously, how much more it's tough in the West, especially with the way the Rockets surprised everybody. That was supposed to be a team that was good. They're 41-41. It just tells you how good the West has become. The Jazz too, and the Grizzlies, they're not going to be that bad again. It's just the road is. It's hard to name bad teams in the Western Conference. I think they're a play-in team. I think they can get to that 10 or 9. Which, if you're Victor Wembanyama and Greg Popovich, that's great. They can still get a star, too. There's potential for them to try to pull one of these big names out. CP3 is not getting a lot, so there's some more room there.
I mean, with adding a good player that can fit and take them over the top, I'm not saying that they are Dallas, but they have Dallas-like potential. What I mean by that is not making it to the finals. But Dallas squeaked in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They squeaked in. I feel like, that is reasonable for them if they add the right 1 or 2, higher caliber players to add in with their system. That's an old school Spurs team. And you got Popovich, who's arguably, you can put him up against any coach right now. He's up there with the Phil Jacksons. He's up there with the Steve Kerrs. He's won championships. He's had Hall of Famers and everything like that. So I mean, don't forget about it. And if you make it fun for him or whatnot, you'd be shocked what he can offer. Still to that organization.
Yeah, I think I still probably give Popovich the edge on the best coach, just simply for the recruiting, or not recruiting, scouting. You don't recruit when you're an NBA, you just draft. But does not get enough credit for what he's done with Europe. I mean, even Popovich to find the TJ Splitters, the Kelly Olynyk's of the world, these guys that can play. That you're like, who the hell is this guy? Where is he from? And then,
but they fit.
Yeah, they
fit, and that's what I'm saying. Like you add a playmaker, you add a floor general with Chris Paul, everybody's gonna eat. I mean, of course, Wemby probably will have the most success from it, but Chris is gonna make everybody good. With him and D Booker was playing on another level, and we haven't seen that since.
Remember when we saw DeAndre Ayton? He was playing on DeAndre Ayton was this guy on the Phoenix Suns. Was like, man, he's good, but it feels like he's just not hitting that ceiling. Chris Paul enters the team. You see DeAndre Ayton's stats take a massive jump, and of course, thing falls apart. Now you don't even think about it anymore. But DeAndre, CP3 unlocks center's ability. If you have a center that can roll to the rim, you're going to be in problems. Chris Paul's so good at that. I mean, he did it for years with.
That's his bread. Even David West when he was still with the Hornets before they switched their name. That's how him and David West was killing it in New Orleans. So I'm a Chris Paul fan. I love CP. So that's an underrated pickup for the Spurs, and I don't think that is getting enough attention as it should.
Yeah, man, you threw me back in a time sphere there. What was that? The New Orleans Hornets, the Charlotte Bobcats?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man, Charlotte Bobcats. They might need to pick that one back up if they keep taking this Hornets names. That win-loss record is going to be tough to recover after a while here. And with the Hornets, I just don't know what the pieces are there. Like with Kemba Walker, that was sad. LaMelo Ball, we're not going to do a deep dive, but I don't know why the process always just comes to a optimistic, slow growth and then just a grinding halt, especially when you're in the East. It doesn't make sense. LaMelo Ball, I'm not sure with him anymore. But I think we're going to put a pin on it there for NBA. We'll talk about more acquisitions as they happen, but right now that's kind of how it stands. NFL trades, I want to hear your thoughts. We'll go through some of these. I got some in my head. Think to you, what has been the biggest impactful trade in a positive way this season for any team, or you can even name one of the worst trades if you really hate a team move picking up one of these guys.
That happened this past year?
Yep, this happened this offseason. I got one real big-time loser. And it's not really so much their fault. It's just what happens when a team is able to have a rookie QB really have them under a small contract. They get a lot more leverage in these deals.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Texans. Diggs. Texans get Diggs from the Bills. The Bills, there's quite a bit, more than you think. Texans acquire wide receiver Stephon Diggs, 2024 6th-round pick, 2025 5th-round pick from the Bills, or 2025 2nd-round pick.
That's stealing. That is... Like, I remember seeing that, and I was just like, oh, my God. Like, what did y'all do?
A+ for the Texans. That's a D- F for the
What? Man, the Bill... I'm still trying to think. I'm missing one because I'm like, is that still considered like free agency stuff as well?
Yeah, you can really just...
Oh, the Giants. The Giants losing Saquon then. So that was a blow to them. I mean... You got the face of your franchise since Odell left. Uh-huh. You lose Waller to retirement. You really don't have anything but Daniel Jones.
And he's got some really glaring numbers. Only one of two quarterbacks to miss 50% of his throws on third down simply for the fact of just inaccuracy.
That's... I would say another big loser, the Chargers trading Slay. That's terrible for them.
I got one more for the Chargers, but go ahead.
That's terrible for them. He's been your number one guy for I don't know how long, and he's just gone out of the building, and you don't have anybody else to replicate that or do anything. That's crazy. And for them to y'all really didn't get anything back from it, and also you let Mike Williams walk. like come like on the offensive side, you know, they got hit over the head with a bottle for real.
Yeah, and then Bears, thank you very much. That's the other big win for me. We'll take Keenan Allen for a fourth round pick for a wide receiver who's just consistently putting up insane numbers, consistently health really hasn't been a problem up until recent, but he still showed plenty that he is absolutely worth the money. 1,000-yard receiver. Keenan Allen for a fourth round pick. That is a A+ for the Bears. That
is sickening.
A fourth round, they could have got so much more for Keenan Allen. There was teams
a fourth and a sixth, or a third and a fifth, or something like that one. Yeah, that I think that was one of the worst. I don't, like I said. I mean, I couldn't name you two receivers in their over there in their receiving core right now.
They're bare. You got the draft pick, and then you have to look them up. It's not a great room.
I don't want to look them up. I don't want to look them up.
I think it might be fair to say, like, in the running for a worst wide receiver room, up there with the Bills, Chargers. Trying to think of other teams that are going to have bad wide receiver cores, but it feels like those two are going to be the front runners, and it's not going to be too much closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to think some more. I do think I'll go ahead and give it to him. Steelers, well done. Getting Justin Fields. I think it's a smart trade with Russell Wilson. That's
easily
money in the bag. Like, you get a guy who is a very promising backup if things don't shake out the way you want with Wilson, and the way Wilson's career is. I'll just say, make sense of the Russell Wilson. Like, where do you see him as a quarterback? Because I think he gets way too much slack just because he has some cringy commercials with Subway from time to time. Different guy. But numbers-wise, like, I still think he's a solid quarterback. As much as I like Justin Fields, I don't know if he's going to be able to.
I would say he is an elite quarterback. I wouldn't say a solid. I would take Russell over Kirk Cousins any day. I would take him over.
That's close. That's where.
No, you're tripping. You're tripping. No, no.
Goff or Wilson.
Seattle Golf. Seattle Russell. Like, I'm not. Again, like, I think Russ just has to get to a place to where he's won it. I think if he goes to a place where he's won it and he can thrive, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers is the closest thing to what he kind of had in Seattle. They're a strong defense. That means, like, they're not going to get blown out the water on defense. You got some offensive weapons on the offensive side. Play action is going to be his friend with Najee Harris in the backfield. You got a good tight end, a top 10 tight end, and Fairmouth, I think is how you pronounce his name, I think.
Don't look at me, man.
And then, I mean, the Steelers typically draft great at receivers. Yeah. So he can throw any and every ball. He still throws he's probably one of the best throwers of the deep ball still today. He's accurate. He's mobile. He can move. For the conference that they're in, that's the type of style of ball that they kind of play. So I think you will see shades of Russell Wilson when he was in Seattle. So I would definitely, Golf's in a place to where he's comfortable. He's thriving. Get Russ in a place like that, and then we can kind of talk about that.
Yeah, fair enough. One more trade. This last one we'll talk about just because it just feels like Texans are killing it right now. Texans, they get Joe Mixon. I believe they gave up just a conditional 20.
That was a trade?
Yeah. Right. They required just a conditional 2024 7th round pick for Joe Mixon.
I thought he signed there as a free agent. That was a trade?
Yeah, so Joe Mixon he announced that he would be released, but Houston ended up trading for him. So he was going to be released, and then the Texans actually did jump in there to make sure they get him for a conditional 2024 7th round pick. So honestly, I think that one's a pretty good fair shake. Bengals get something out of it. That's a good win for the Texans. Like, they're just
the Texans is not playing around. Like, they are going for the jugular. The AFC, like I said, I said it. The AFC is definitely the stronger conference, and it's not going to be pretty for the NFC, honestly.
No, I think if you want to talk NBA, I always call it your league pass teams. NFL, I can't remember what. They might call that League Pass as well. But that, to me, is your League Pass team. You want to watch probably as many Texans games as you can because that's going to be an exciting roster. As long as everybody stays healthy, the amount of young talent there, the wide receiver core strong. You just talked about, you get Joe Mixon, good receiving back. Like, good luck with the Texans in the future. They seem like they're going to be an absolute problem.
Between like I said, I think between them and Jacksonville for the AFC South, that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah, I really hope so for Jacksonville because they're committing a lot of money to Lawrence. And I'm not against it. Like, I think Trevor Lawrence, to keep him there, maybe if you had to do it, but I hope it works out because that contract is pretty insane. But they still got some good guys there. With that being said, though, we'll throw it to our last break here. Don't Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El, the host as always. Don't go anywhere.
Play ball! Summertime is here, and so is another action-packed baseball season with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Bring your whole crew to Haymarket Park to experience the magic under the lights and the thrill of the game. Enjoy daily specials like Wiener Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, and Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts. Don't miss out on the excitement.
Strike three, you're out.
Visit saltdogs.com to see this week's promotions and secure your tickets to unleash the fun.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of your liberty in pursuit of your justice for those that have been injured. My name is Matt Knight, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our relentless trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos again as we're wrapping this one up. We're going to wrap it up with some more NFL, in particular, America's team. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys to kind of wrap things up because Dallas right now, although in a better situation than you would argue some of the other teams out there, they've got a lot of players right now that they're paying a lot of money right now, not showing up to a lot of these early camps. These salaries are going to get really expensive. What's this clock look like for the Dallas Cowboys? Because it feels like if this year doesn't work, this thing's actually going to officially blow up.
This year it might be blown up.
Yeah.
So somebody's not going to get paid. Is Dak not going to get the money he thinks he deserves? Is CD not going to get the money he thinks he deserves? Excuse me. Or is Micah going to get the money is Micah not going to get the money he deserves? They can only maybe pay 2. And you're gonna pay one of them at the top, at the highest, which arguably will be either CD or Micah. I don't think you paying. Dak.
No.
At that price.
Would you pay, which one you paying if you had to pick? I'd probably go with CD, but Micah. I don't know. You might go.
I will go with Micah. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fair.
It's just. I mean, what he's been kind of doing is it's shades of LT, Lawrence Taylor. You know, he's on the level of a game record like a young TJ Watt. A couple years ago, you know, TJ Watt, maybe about 3-4 years ago, where TJ was just a menace. Not to say that he's not now. I mean, he still got 22 sacks not too long ago. Still won Defensive Player of the Year. But Micah is on necessarily, you know, that level. Not to say
too much praise either. I think you're right on with that. He really is a game wrecker at times.
And not to say anything, speak anything necessarily on CD, but you can go out here and buy you another. You know what I'm saying? You go in free agency if you don't want to pay him necessarily. You can go and get T. Higgins next year. Who's to say T. Higgins can't do what he can do? Next year, you can go out and get Ayuk. Or if you can trade for Ayuk now.
Or you can even look at the draft. Like, that's one thing we're seeing with wide receivers out of the draft. A lot of those guys, you can kind of just plug and play. We see it over and over and over again with these young wide receivers.
So, I mean, not, and I'm not trying to, like, diminish, CD, because I do think, he is a very good receiver or whatnot. But I don't think you're not getting JJ money. No. You're not Jamar Chase. You're not Stephon Diggs. You're not Tyreek Hill. You're not Devontae. You are good. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? You are good, but I don't think there's that. So honestly, it's not. I think he has one more year on his contract. He doesn't have to sign this year. Honestly, if I'm CD, like, yeah, you want a long-term deal done, but if you go this year and play out and spaz and go off, I mean, people want to want to come with you, and they don't have to go through Dallas to get you. They coming straight to your agency. So I mean, yeah, you might want to stay in Dallas, but I mean, honestly, I mean, him and Ayuk honestly are in the same situation, which I don't understand why people aren't talking as much with Dallas in their situation, like how they are with Ayuk. Because I mean, Dallas is showing you what you are. I mean, when he got there, he was there with what's the dude in Amari Cooper.
Oh yeah.
They let Amari Cooper go because of you. Amari Cooper got was one of the first receivers to get a $100 million contract. They let him go, and he was good. He was in his prime. Like, he was doing things in Dallas that a lot of people wasn't doing. He was doing stuff T.O. wasn't doing. And they got rid of him for you. They paid T.O., they paid Amari, you know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, it's an issue with paying you. So I mean, the writing may be on the wall for CD with Dallas, honestly.
Yeah, well, like you said, as we're wrapping things up, someone's not going to get paid. That's why this is a big year for the Cowboys, because this thing feels like it's going to start falling apart here if they don't start getting this season figured out. One of these guys is obviously going to be upset they don't get the big paycheck. But that being said, we'll wrap it up there. That's kind of our synopsis. We talked some NBA, some NFL. Appreciate you guys listening. This is going to wrap it up for the week, though, because we got the 4th of July tomorrow. So enjoy the holidays. The morning Pierson-El. I'll talk to you again next week. Appreciate the time as always, and we'll keep taking weeknights rolling. Talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.